There are so many weapons in Escape from Tarkov, but which one should you be using early to give yourself the best chance at getting some kills? Well, in this video, these are going to be my top 5 early game weapons that you can get from level 1 traders. Now, firstly, and right off the bat, the best weapon is the one you're the most comfortable with or the one that you get for free. So don't be afraid to use your starting weapons. And if there's something not on this list, or if there's something that you just find that you do the best with, it doesn't matter how good it is. If you're surviving, then that's a good weapon and you should be using that weapon more. Like we said, a lot of times you start with some weapons, some AKs or RPKs or M4s or 5.56 MDRs. If those weapons are good and you like using them, absolutely use them. Free is the best. But when it comes to actually purchasing weapons from the traders, there are some pretty decent options at level 1. And to start it off, probably the most recommended one is going to be the SKS. So the OP SKS, which has the dovetail adapter, allowing you to put on PSO scopes or some other optics, you can purchase from Jaeger level 1 at 33,000 rubles. The regular SKS you can purchase from Proper for 21,000 rubles. You can't really put a sight on this unless you've got a rail, which you can't really purchase early on. But I'm going to piggyback on that recommendation and also throw in the VPO 136 in there as well. This also shoots the same caliber, the 7.62x39, but it's much more like an AK. So if you're finding any parts that fit on AKs, they're going to fit on this gun most likely. Additionally, the reload, the SKS reload, you top load it unless you have the 20 round mags, and that animation can take forever. And you have to interrupt it halfway done if someone's pushing you. This is a much more AK style mag, so reloading it is much easier, and then reloading those mags, in my opinion, is much easier. Now, you only get the 10 round mag inside the gun, and you can only purchase the 10 round mags at level 1 traders unless you find some yellow pliers. You can go over to Proper and barter for a 30 round mag, which is very, very nice, and you can do 4 of these per reset. Additionally, another reason why I like the VPO 136 is because now they put the Bastion dust cover right at level 1 skier. You can replace the dust cover, and now most of the optics that you can either purchase, like the MRS, or find in raid are going to fit on top of that Bastion dust cover. And on that rail, you don't find the dovetail optics nearly as often as you find the regular ones that fit on rails. So this is a little bit more modular, a little bit more familiar, and the reload is much faster. So either of the SKSs or the VPO 136. Now, the big caveat here is that this wipe, they did remove 7.62 PS from the traders. You can get it at level 2 Proper now, but you can't get it at level 1, leaving HP from Proper or Jaeger really being your only option. HP doesn't have a lot of pen. If it's early wipe, you're probably not coming across targets that are too armored. However, it is really going to struggle against level 4 especially. The other side is that it has a lot of damage though. So shooting people in the legs, in the arms, in the face, or if they're unarmored in the thorax, you are really going to take them down quickly with the flesh damage. Now, you can find 7.62 PS. Almost every single scav that has a 7.62x39 weapon, any of the VPO scavs or the SKS scavs, they're probably going to have stacks of PS. So you probably don't need to use HP very often, because in a few raids, if you look for those scavs, you can find several stacks of 7.62 PS and kind of build up a stock that way. Once you get to level 2, you can buy it from Proper, or you can use one of these other guns and use these until you can get PS ammo or get a nice stack. And that brings us to the second weapon, which isn't really a weapon, but more of a category of weapons, and that is shotguns. Jaeger is the shotgun man, and there are several you can purchase straight up. I wouldn't really worry too much about the revolver shotgun. The MP153 would be the best because it's semi-automatic. However, you can only barter for it. But the MP133 shotgun or the Mossberg are both pump action shotguns. Shotguns are very, very devastating in this game. They do a ton of flesh damage, and because of how many pellets fly out, a lot of times only 1 or 2 of those pellets have to clip somebody in the face, and boom, you've one-tapped somebody. Both of these weapons are good. I like the Mossberg a little bit better because it's got a little bit better sights, but it is a little bit more expensive. The 153 or the 133 rather can be sold out a lot of times because people are buying them for tasks. So you might have to go with the Mossberg. And then, of course, on the other side of the spectrum, you get the double barrel shotgun, a little bit more memey, just as deadly. The downside is obviously you only have 2 rounds before you have to reload. The upside is it's 8,000 rubles. It's less expensive than a bottle of water in this game. Now, you can buy the 7mm buckshot from level 1 Jaeger for 32 rubles a round. It is unbelievably cheap and very, very deadly. You can also find the Magnum buckshot rounds, which do even more flesh damage than the 7mm. You can find those on scavs. I've found some of them already. So shotguns are great. You can find the 153s a ton on scavs. There might be a little bit lower durability, but if you can get your hands on one of this, it's just a semi-auto shotgun, which is even better. So shotguns are very, very devastating and very, very good in this game. Now, if you like semi-auto, then the weapon is going to be for you, the third one, and that is the Mosin. The Mosin shoots a really big round. I mean, it is a sniper rifle. It shoots the 7.62 by 54R round. The round that you can get straight up right from day one is the LPS. This does over 40 penetration and in the 70s, I think, of damage as well, meaning that just about anybody early wipe, their armor isn't really going to matter with this unless they've gotten super lucky and found class 5 armor. That means head taps, just about any helmet, you're going to be able to head tap somebody with this. If you're accurate with iron sights, if you're accurate with semi-auto, the Mosin round, the LPS round, is a big boy round to be shooting on day one of the wipe or just the first few days of the wipe. You can purchase the infantry for 35,000 rubles. You can purchase the carbine version of the infantry, which is a little bit shorter, for 34,000 rubles, although it is very frequently out of stock. Honestly, the benefit of the longer version, in my opinion, is if you insure it, you're going to be getting them back pretty frequently. They're long and they don't fit in most early game backpacks, and they're heavy, so people are oftentimes going to leave them behind, so you're going to get them back in insurance a lot. Now, it's pretty much just going to be iron sights. You can barter for the sniper variant of the Mosin that has the PU scope on it for some D batteries and some batteries. This is very effective if you're not very good with iron sights or if you're just trying to peek out. But if you're good with iron sights, even just rocking this solo, if you're good with semi-auto weapons, this is going to get the job done. If you can hit your shots, this is pretty incredible. Now, moving on to gun number 4, more to the full auto side of things, which is much more my flavor, and that is going to be the PPSH. What's great about the PPSH is that it's cheap. It doesn't really jam ever, the way the open bolt and the way they have that in Tarkov means it doesn't ever jam. You can purchase some of the best rounds as far as like leg meta or flesh rounds from level 1 Jaeger, the LRNPC. It's very, very cheap for the ammo. It's very, very cheap for the gun. And you can purchase 30 round mags straight up at level 1. A lot of these guns are restricted in their magazine capacity on level 1 traders. You can buy the 30 round mags and even the 70 round mags. I don't know if I did a quest to unlock this. I know you can do the barter on day 1. You might not have this, but you can get the 70 round mags or the 30 round mags. Now, not very modular. That's a pro and a con. The only money you're putting into this thing is buying the guns, the mags, and the ammo. So you're not really worried about optics or anything like that. The flip side is it's really hard to be accurate with, and you kind of just have to deal with the recoil. The recoil is pretty unruly. But if you're a full auto Andy like me, the PPSH and the LRNPC ammo, or really any ammo, going for flesh damage, going for face shots, going for leg shots, it is pretty devastating. The PPSH is a good one. And now moving on to the 5th gun, another one for the full auto category, and that is any of the Keter or Klin category. I can't remember if I did a quest that unlocks the Keter B, the suppressed version, but I know that you can buy the Klin or the regular Keter from level 1 proper without having to do any quests. This is just another SMG, small gun, cheap gun that you can full auto on day 1 and wreck people. These are super fun guns, and people really, really sleep on these because of how fast they shoot. 1,000 rounds per minute, similar to the PPSH, by the way, 1,000 rounds per minute. That just means you're doing a ton of DPS, you're doing a ton of damage, and you can very, very quickly destroy somebody with these. Purchasing these does give you a 30 round mag. However, you are going to be stuck with the 20 round mags after that, which isn't that bad because 20 rounds is still a decent amount, and they're one slot, and they're so cheap, 1,600 rubles. So that means that you can go ahead and just stock up on a bunch of them, reload pretty quickly. It would be nice to get some 30s. You can barter for them with the red pliers, but that's what you have. There is quite a few different ammos available for this at level 1 proper. I would always recommend checking out either Battle Buddy or the wiki to find out the best ammos. Something like P or the PSO are going to be more towards the leg meta, more flesh, less pen. You do have access to PST, which has a little bit more pen, but we're talking like 12 pen here. All of these ammos are extremely cheap. And there's not that much difference between them. Kind of just, I would say at level 1, go with something like PSO or P, go for the leg meta, and just put a bunch of rounds either in their legs or right into their face, and you're going to be getting through it and be getting a ton of kills. So those are my top 5 weapons, the SKS or the VPO-136, the shotguns, the Mosin, the PPSH, and the Klin or Keters. I will say an honorable mention. I have to throw this in because of how good it is, although you can't purchase it. At level 1 with the black knives you get from scavs, you can find tons of these everywhere. You can barter for the UMP. The UMP is absolutely insane. You can purchase the FMJ rounds at level 1. You can purchase the 25 round mags at level 1. It comes with all the rails you need on it. You don't really need to worry about suppressing it. Its slow fire rate means that the recoil is pretty controllable, and the ammo is really, really, really good. So honorable mention, the UMP, if you can get your hands on it, find it in a barrel stash or barter for it. This gun is insane as well. Anyways, I hope that that helped. I hope that that gave you some guns to run early wipe. Let me know down in the comments below if I missed something or if one of these guns you found that you like to use. And if you're more of a full auto Andy or a semi-auto, I hope that this helped, and I hope that this gets you getting a ton of kills out there in Escape from Tarkov. If you like this video, think about dropping a like, commenting down below, or subscribing to the channel for more content like this. I stream Escape from Tarkov on Twitch like 6 days a week. All my links will be down below. And if you're looking for people to play Tarkov with, our Discord server is an awesome place to be. That link is down below as well. Thank you again for stopping by, and I will definitely see y'all on the next one.